Hi guys, this is Creative Graphics. Welcome to my channel. In today's tutorial, we're going to be designing this birthday invitation flyer. So this flyer is a kind of a colorful, not the regular flyer, but very colorful flyer. So let's colorful invitation card. So let's go to Photoshop and see how I designed this. So I'm going to be using a portrait size, which is 1080 by 1350, 300 resolution, pixel by inches, RGB color. Then I click create. So in this design, I'm going to be combining gradients with some flowery background. So I click here and go to gradients. So I'll be adding this color code 0A F6 double E. So now we're adding another one to around 28. So I'll be creating the last one, which is E8FFFE. So this is not really white, and so it's kind of a tinted turquoise color. So now hit OK. So now we reverse it. So now we drag it up a little like this. So I want it to be coming from up. I think this is fine. So this is fine. So now we'll delete this white background. So from there I will import this arc stage flyer. So I'll import this, click OK, and make sure it's at the center. So make sure it's at the center, and I will adjust it down like this. So I think this is fine. So you can bring it down a little, just adjust to fit into the make sure it's at the center to fit into the artboard, and adjust this up so it just look at like a stage. Just to look like a stage. I think this is fine. So again, I will bring my image. So at the top, I press Ctrl T and adjust just to fit in like this. And I adjust to fit in like this. I think this is fine. So now hit mask and click my eraser tool and delete and blend it a little. You can see the edge is very sharp, and blend it a little like this. So I blended it with the background. So I think this is fine. This is fine. Can adjust a little just to make sure it looks like a portrait. So this background, I'm bring it up a little. This is fine. So I'm going to add this pattern to this background. So I think this is fine. Just make it soft light, and reduce the opacity to 79. I think this is fine. So when I adjust this up like this. I think this is fine. So this is fine for me. So the next thing is to bring this ribbon just to make something colorful. So you can bring something like this. I rotate it. Ctrl T. Let's rotate it to 45. Okay, let's make it minus 45, and you bring it like this. Okay, I think it's too much. Just use your manual rotation and use your discretion to rotate it. Use your discretion to rotate it. So this is fine. So you press Ctrl J, Ctrl T, right click and flip horizontally. Then you bring it to this side. think this is fine for me. So this is fine for me. Let's see if we can adjust this pattern. If we can adjust this pattern. Okay, this is fine. So you go back to the image, the model, right click, go to gradient again. So we're going to add this gradient to it, which is FF6887. Is it okay? So you make this place white. So you make this opacity 0. So and you drag it up a little just to feel something like this. I think this is okay. So you click the mask. Click the mask and click your eraser tool and increase your brush to 700. So I click just to delete some parts of this background. Part of this background. So I think this is fine. If you want to bring it back, just click your brush tool to bring some parts back. You can reduce the brush, bring some parts. I think this is fine. This is fine. So let's try to adjust this up. So you can still add some brush to it. So you can click your eraser to reduce the opacity to around 45. I think it's okay. This is perfect. This is fine. Let's check the model itself. So I successfully blend this background. So this is fine. So let's begin to add our text and other things. So the first thing is I'll be adding this placard, this wooden placard. So I'm going to share this some of these resources so that you can use them as for your own replication or practice. So make sure it's at the center. You can see this is affecting this, the head of this. You can reduce it a little. Just press Ctrl T and reduce it a little. I think this is fine. It's just to separate the image. So this is fine. So let's add a little bit of color into this color overlay. You can choose this blue. It's okay, and make it overlay soft light and reduce it just to make sure this color blends together before and after. So this is fine. So let's create our text effect. So I'm going to be using a 3D text effect. So I'm going to create something like this: birthday. I'm going to be using this. But it won't look perfect on this. And so I'm going to be using a text effect called cheeseburger text effect. Okay, so I'm using this text effect. So I only need one out of this text effect. So I'll need the burger. So I'll type my text here, which is birthday. So I will use a font called Lettertown. Search for it. So Lettown Hill. let sound heals. So I'm going to be using this to replace the text. So before that, I'm going to add some glyphs to the text. I think this is fine, so I'll go to File and Save. So this has been updated. So this is fine. So I'll open the effects. So I'll open the extrude. I'll open the properties. So I don't need the drop shadow. So I'm fine. So I'll just right click, merge group. So I'll convert it to smart object again. I think this is fine. So I'll bring it to replace this birthday. I'll press Ctrl T, press Alt and reduce it. So now I'll delete the birthday. I think this is fine. Make sure it's at the center. So this is fine for me. So let's say it's birthday party. So you can just type party. So I'll make this white. So this is just a fun design. So you just make it fun. Don't make it look too serious. So add some fun to it. So that's why I'm creating all these styles. So I'm going to use a font called Signature. So I just added some fun to this design. So birthday party. So this is fine. So make sure it's at the center too. So right click again, blend option. So add outer glow. So outer glow, you just click any of this pink color, any of this color here, and hit OK. So I'm going to use these settings. So I think this is fine. Reduce the opacity. So this is reduce the opacity. You won't make it too obvious. So this is fine. So without glow, it's glow now. So this is fine. But let's add some other things. So on this image, I'm going to add something like this. New layer, brush. So now add something like this. Something like this. Something like this. Something like this. And make it screen. And let's change the color. It's something deep. Something like this. So change it to screen. I think this is fine. So let's add something like this. Something like this. And information. So I'll make this color. So the color code for this will be 399 F9D. So I just want that color spectrum. So if you double click this and click this, it's still something like this. So I'm going to add, let's add something like event time. Control A. So I'm going to use font called Habanero. BAFFFB. So I think this is okay. So let's create another thing here. So Ctrl J and bring it here. So and type something like this. So type something like so you can select the two, select this Anita and 28 together, so make sure it's at the center. We use selection, make sure it's at the center. So select the two and reduce it a little. And this is fine. So select these two and reduce it. Okay, I think this is fine. So let's work on this down part. So you can just do something like this and do something like this. So I think this is fine. This is fine for me. Let's move this a little bit. So I think this is fine for me. So let's add something like the event location. So I'm also going to use this. I'm going to use this. Something like this here. So I'm going to do something like this here. So I'll bring this icon. I'm going to reduce it. I'm going to reduce it like this. So this is fine. So let me just type a fictional name. So let me say so I think we are fine. We are fine. Let's make sure everything is aligned. And let's bring this so I think this is perfect. So you can just go to view and clear guide. So next thing is let's add some texture. So if you have my texture, and go to pattern and click texture. So this texture, we are going to make it a vivid light, so it's too much, so we're going to reduce it. Let's reduce it. Okay, let's reduce it to around 35. 35 is perfect. It's perfect. It's perfect. So this is our flyer. This is our flyer invitation card. So let me know what you think in the comment section.